Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vassal and welcome back to 10,000 and Below. This is a video in which I'm going through games on Board Game Geek that are ranked 10,000 or less and tell you what I think of them, if I know anything about them. Otherwise, I might be looking at them for the first time along with you. Let's see what we can discover in this treasure of maybe not so good games, but you never know. So here we go. Taking a look today at 11,501, we have Trivial Pursuit, the Genius Edition from Spain. I would have skipped this one because it's the Genius Edition of Trivial Pursuit from Spain, but we always take a look at the first one. All right. So now we have Dice Land Dragons Pig Pile. Now Pig Pile is a game, this one here, 2001, I gave it a 6. And I just want to go down here and there's User Review by Tom Vassal 17 years ago. And look at this, a very short review comparatively, but October 28th, 2002. And that was one of my first reviews that I ever did. That's why this one holds a special spot in my heart. But I thought Pig Pile was fine. We're from Richard Borg, who did Memoir 44. And it's one of those games you play a bunch of cards and you wipe them in the middle. There's a lot of these games out there. I don't know what this game is called. It's like an Uno, but you have to play cards higher than the last person, but you can play multiple the same type. This one works, and it comes with a lot of plastic pigs. Can't complain about that, right? Well, you could, but you shouldn't. Fickle. Alrighty, Fickle. I'm assuming by the time you watch this, yes, that's true, I have reviewed this game. Fickle is a game in which you have a bunch of fairies, families. You're going to pick 5 of these families, shuffle them together, and then put them out for other people to pick one. And you want to have 1 fairy per family. 2 fairies per family is worth 0. 3 or more is negative, unless you get 5 or more, in which case you get a lot of points. It's a simple game with a lot of combinations, and I thought it was fun with some absolutely fantastic artwork. So that's Fickle. I'm sure that one won't be down here for long. As it gets more rankings, it will move up. Zybrid. Oh man, I wanted to like this game more than I did. It's so cool. Yeah, you are essentially taking these clear cards and making these awesome beasts and stuff. The gameplay is fine. It's not great. I really wish it was, because these cool things you can make just look awesome. I just like how it looks. Ah, look at that, so cool. But the gameplay itself was just okay. Let's see. Macbeth. Oh, yes, Macbeth. Really want to like this game from Gen X Games. I like the idea here that they're putting on a play of Macbeth, and phones are getting in the way, I guess. But at the end of the day, it was too simplistic of a game, even though it did have great art in it. Card Goblins. Those are the guys who steal my cards at night. Revenge of the Dictators is a pretty awful game. And unfortunately, Black Box Adventures, the company that makes it, Itchy Monkey, Fruity de Mer, Revenge of the Dictators. Let me see all their games here. Adventures in Neverland, I haven't played that one. But Fruity de Mer I did not like. Itchy Monkey I didn't like. Revenge of the Dictators was awful. They're at the point now where it'd be hard pressed to want to look at their new game. In this game, you are one of several dictators. Like actual real dictators traveling across America trying to hide in essentially a take that style game, and then you're going to take over America somehow, some way. And yeah, there was not a lot of, the humor was too on the nose, and then the gameplay was really bad. There's a point where you just roll die and see if you can win. You could. It's so weird. It's so bad. Alrighty, let's go back here. Ambrosia. This one I did not love, but this is a me thing. This is a amazing box cover. But it's a bee game, and in this game you are moving bees around a track. This is a 2-player board. You make the board wider if you're playing 3 or 4. It looks like this. And you're moving a stack of bee like Mancala, and if you can't move, then you score. So you're trying to put yourself in situations where you can't move. A little weird for me, but I know some people will probably really enjoy that. Here's D-Day. This is from 1961, which is really interesting because it's not that long after D-Day itself actually happened. It's kind of weird to think about it that way, right? Because D-Day seems forever ago, but this was not too, again, this was less than 20 years after D-Day happened. This is a very classic war game here. With a map and chits and counters. This is your classic war game. This is certainly one of the ones that helped put these on the map. Not a kind of game that I'm interested in playing, but Charles S. Roberts, who they now give out a board game award for based on him, he did Gettysburg, and this was one of his first games from Avalon Hill. Alrighty, let's move down here. Let's take a real quick look here at Mamba. 2001 abstract strategy game. Everyone controls the different pieces. Okay. Looks okay. Let's see here. Escape from the Island, Pegs and Jokers, Samurai Vassal. That's me. Spy or Die Trying. This here replaces Hour of Glory Stronghold kit. So when did I take a look at this? Oh, last year. Everyone's creating a doomsday weapon. When did this game come out? 2013. Oh, no. I revisited it. Oh, yeah. I remember this one now as I'm looking at this board. It's an interesting game about getting in and trying to accomplish the things here. It's just not that good of a game, though. Bad component quality. Man, I really wanted to like this one. Sneak some spies into a base, but it didn't work out. First to Fight. That sounds like a war game. A Polish war game. Okay, that's not a bad-looking board, actually. It's not a bad-looking box. The card could use some work on them. I don't know much more about it, but it looks interesting. Dragon Teeth Washer. All right. What do you think that game's about from the name of it? Let's take a look and see. That's a really weird box. Here's a better box. Dragon Teeth Washer. Okay, it's about someone being a dragon teeth washer using a jackhammer and an axe. Oh, no, I'm not pulling no dragon's teeth. The artwork is pretty cool. This is from Big Fun Games. Okay. These are brave men who brush the teeth of dragons, though. So you don't want to be in the mouth when they get tired and close their mouth. They have patience levels. Okay, that sounds like an entertaining little game to play. District Z. This is from 2014. This is a self-published game. And it's another zombie-style game. But enough people have liked it to give it rankings. Ooh. Yeah, this is that kind of art, when I show you the pictures, these are people who definitely posed for those shots. Alrighty. Another burger game, Burgers and Battles, Legends and Lies. So this is a game from Diane Sawyer. And I did not like this as much as her. She made a newer game, a pinball game, which I liked a lot more. This one, you're like a reporter going around trying to find this stuff. It's a card game. The art is... and the gameplay itself, you're trying to collect sets of things, and it's fine. It's not bad gameplay. It just could look a little better. But her company is looking better as she makes newer games. Awesome! Is that really the name of the game? One Free Elephant. I like the art on this. Whack the lever, uphill oil slick, hitting graphics. Huh. I like it. The Book of Dragons. Chinese Civil War. Kathai. This one here. Oh, it's been a long time since I played this. This is from Adlong Spiel. So Adlong Spiel, their games always come in a small little deck box. That's it. And this one's about selling goods. And that is the extent of me remembering it. You use these different cards and sold goods back and forth. But obviously, I remembered I liked it enough that I gave it a 7 at the time. But woof, that was a long time ago that I played this game. It's one of the first ones I played. It says 2004. I gave that a 7 too. The current number of the beast. I believe this is a deduction style game because the beast is 666, but you are trying to actually get your dice to match whatever the current thing is in play. I'm not a huge fan of the theme, obviously. Yeah, none of those people look very pleasant. Alrighty. The perfect moment. Columbus. This is from 1991. This is from Wolfgang Kramer. Okay, this is pretty low rated for him. 1991, maybe he wasn't, this is 29 years ago. He was a young Kramer here. Moving around. That's kind of a boring looking board. The ships look a little cool. So you want to sail to America and back home to Europe. And then you move your stuff around. 45-minute game? No. All right, then after Columbus, we have Stalag 17, 207 people. This is a war game, I'm assuming. Another game from Gen X Games. Gen X Games makes a lot of games that people just don't hear about or get ranked pretty low. Looks like you're trying to break out of prison. Those have some nice card design. That's neat. It looks cool. It's not the war game I thought it would be. Alpha playing cards. Yeah, I remember these. I probably would not be giving this as much. This is a TJ Games, I think, did this. Maybe it was Board Game Geek. Yes, they spelled it out. Fantastic. You just use these cards to make words. It is not something I would even remotely play today, and I doubt my 6 rating will stand when I re-review that in a few years. But I'll have to go back and look at it first. Allies Realm of Wonder. So here, Mind Warrior Games. Those are some pretty looking cards for sure. 2-player card game. You create your own decks, 4 rounds. I've not heard of this one either. We're finding a lot of games I never heard of. And Top Banana. Cool Runnings. This one's driving me nuts. We've been meaning to play this one live on our channel for a long time because it is a game in which you are literally freezing. Your characters are made of ice and you are trying to melt them with salt or by dripping water on them. I think the idea is hilarious. It just hasn't happened yet. I think we even have it in the freezer right now. So that's Cool Runnings. Maybe someday. Telepaths. This is from 1992. This is very similar to What Were You Thinking? Maybe it is What Were You Thinking? Oh no, it's just similar to What Were You Thinking? Okay, where you are trying to write down the same thing as other people. Well, that's a. Where's the version I played? This must be it. Yep, that's 100% it. I remember that. The Lost World Jurassic Park game. Now, this came out in 1996. This is not any of the good Jurassic Park games. This one is ranked low because this is the mass market spin-off, but it has some cool buildings and stuff and some cool dinosaurs. But this must have come out right after the movie. Woof, those are bad dice. Sticker dice. And those look like Tom Vassal stickered them. The plastic dinosaurs are cool. You have to let me know in the comments if anyone's actually played this one. I have not. I would have when I was in college, though, because I've been like, dinosaurs? Why not? Graveyards, Ghosts, and Haunted Houses. This is from Rather Dashing. Was this the... Oh, this is the one I talked about in our last segment of 10,000 and Below. I talked about the robots, ninjas, zombies, and pirates. Here we have Graveyards, Ghosts, and Haunted Houses. This is a sequel to it, and I think you could even mix them together. I don't remember if you could do that or not, but it was very, very similar. It's a fine game, mostly for kids. East and West, Star Trek game. This game's just called Star Trek game. I love that 1979, just Star Trek game. That is so 1979 looking. But man, again, as a kid, if I had seen something like this, I'd have been like, whoa, what is this game? It seems so cool. I would have sat there and just went through the rules and figured it out. Rubiks Flip. So Rubiks Flip is a two-player, I think it's only two-player game. There's a lot of versions of it where the board's empty and you trying to get three pieces down, and you can flip from one color to another color and move things around. It's a really simple game, and in fact there's versions here that aren't Rubiks. Like this one actually looks pretty cool with suns and moons. I like that one a lot. Let's see here. Pie Factory. So Pie Factory from 2014. This is from Dice Hate Me. This is part of their line of games that they made that were just a deck of cards essentially. And I like the idea of this one. I remember you used the cards for various things, for money, for making pies, for ingredients. And so I thought it was a fine game. I can't remember why I only gave it a 6 rather than a 7, but there must have been something where I was like, it was okay at the end. All right, moving down. Kung Fu 2100. What is this? Is this like in the future? It's from Steve Jackson. I don't know how they're in the future. Desperate battles against an immortal dictator. The clone masters have ruled the world. Okay, so I guess that's funny. Kung Fu 2100. When did this come out? 1980. Oh my. So that's 40 years ago from Steve Jackson. This is an early Steve Jackson game. You're moving around the base here. All right. Harpoon Captain's Edition. Only captains can play this one. This is a naval battle simulation one. Start playing in 30 minutes. It's not play the game in 30 minutes. It's start playing in 30 minutes. All right. Well, these are a naval battles game. I'm sure the people who like that sort of thing like it. The Forgotten Planet 2011. There's actually a new game called The Forgotten Planet. I was just talking to Z about it today, but this is a different game. Oof. A lot of people have ranked this one. It's very abstract looking, but it doesn't look bad as the board's coming together there. Huh. Who's the publisher of this? GeoChicks? Rio Grande. I don't remember Rio Grande publishing this one. 2011. Here's the Epic of the Pelonnesian War. This one has 97 ratings. This looks like a straight-up war game. Yes, indeedy. I do like those. I'm sure those don't come with the game. Those 3D little mountains there, though. Well, these aren't so bad. Well, there's a reference sheet. I was going to say, this is not too complex, but yeah, it looks more complex as we go through there. It also has the word epic in it. This came out in 2006, and the playing time is straight up 5 hours. Risky Adventure. Oh, man, this is such a sad game. I really wanted to like this one. I like a lot of Queen's games. This one looked really great, but yeah, and look at those pieces. But it was just a game in which you kind of went and rolled and got lucky or not. And rich got richer, unfortunately. I really want to like this one. Alrighty. Seasons, the calendar rummy card game. I remember this one too. I remember their booth that they had at conventions. They had a nice little booth there. But yeah, it's a rummy style game with seasons, and it's okay. I have to say I'm not a huge rummy guy. I know a lot of people love rummy. I like some of the mystery rummies a lot that Mike Fitzgerald did because he added just a little bit of a twist to them. This one was okay. I had to take some seasons into account and some other stuff into account. Monsoon Market Caprice. Well, this one looks interesting. An abstract strategy stacking game. You begin with 4 hidden tiles that have pictures matching block shapes, 2 shapes and 2 colors, and you move them, and you're trying to build towers with pieces that match yours. That has a very elegant looking feel to it. So it looks like there's round shapes and squiggly shapes and different colors. Is it a 2-player only? No, it says 2 to 4. I wonder how that works. I would play this one. Jailbreak, let her roll. Let her roll, let her roll. This is from Out of the Box Publishing. And this is where you roll the die and flip the timer over. And you have to write words that are shown to 3 letters. But if you write the same word as somebody else, it will cross off. So it's categories with 3 of these. But if you want 20-sided dice with letters on them, that's cool. And that's worth getting. I like that. This game has 452 ratings. Let's take a look at these last 3 games for today. A resource management. Why does this have so many ratings? White Wolf Entertainment. I've never heard of this. You're building a doomsday device? This has a ton of ratings. But that's always a bad thing when you're this low, because that means people, not only a lot of people rated it, but they all said it was bad. When there's fewer people who rate something, I can see why it's lower, because the Board Game Geek rankings keep them down. Great art in this game, though. What is that? Wait, was that guy's name Dr. Dookie? I don't want to know. All right. Ex Machina. This came out in 2003. Yeah, this is from Blood and Cardstock Games. I would probably not rank this one very high today. This, it's a game that, when she made this, and I reviewed this stuff 17 years ago or so, I was much more forgiving of a game that looked like you basically just printed it out yourself. The actual game looked like this, but it still was not that good. It's just another story game. So, yeah, that one's not going to be very high. Safe Breaker is a little magnetic game here. I mean, it's kind of the whole point of the game is that these things go together and you're trying to find the correct safes. It's a little bit of a memory. It's for kids more than anything else, but the magnetic clasping of it, fantastic components. That seems like a good one to end today on. We're up to 11,600. Man, and there's still a ton of games that are ranked. But we're still finding some interesting, cool games as we go down this list. I'll probably stop doing this when I find nothing of interest at all. We'll see. Until next time, I'm Tom Vassal, and you've been watching 10,000 and Below on the Dice Tower.